Hello YouTube. As promised, I'm going to go through the contents of my 72 hour pack a little more in depth. This particular portion of the pack is the day pack that's attached to the outside of the main pack. Alright, and inside this front pouch I have a water purification system. I don't use this one. This is my backup. Typically I use the Myox or the boil and tablet method rather than using this. Filters get a little expensive after a while. 2 pieces of aluminum foil, that wide by roughly 36 inches long. In the northern climate, we typically get a lot of snow and wet weather, so if you're having problems starting a fire, spread this out a little bit, put your tinder and kindling on that, and you can start your fire without the moisture being pulled out of the ground and smothering your flames. Also, crude first aid for a puncture wound to the lung. Take a little section of this, tape 3 sides, make sure that the open flap is facing down so that blood and other bodily fluids can leak out, as well as the air when you're exhaling, or excuse me, when you're inhaling. It should push the air out of the cavity, and then when you exhale, when the air starts to suck back in, this should seal over the wound and keep from creating a bigger problem like a collapsed lung. So I have 2 of those. I have 4 freezer bags. Fill these up with not quite boiling water, 1 of them. Then stick this one inside this one and seal it off so that there's absolutely no water that could potentially come out of it. And then stick this inside your jacket. You can use this when you're near hypothermia or whatever to help increase the core body temperature. I have a little Boy Scout cooking kit inside of this. The bottom half is the frying pan with handle. This can be used as another pan to fry in. Inside of that is a little pot to boil water in and a plastic cup. That's all self-contained. The only thing I haven't done with that yet is get utensils inside of it. I have 2 first aid kits. The Mountain Series. They call it the Mountain Series Weekender, and the Adventure Medical Kit. Both of these I purchased from Walmart just so that I had extra first aid supplies and miscellaneous stuff with it. I'll go through the Weekender first. This is mostly first aid. Okay, I have fracture and sprain, bleeding and CPR, first aid, and medication and instruments. A cheap EMT shears. They do cut pennies, so I've heard. A syringe for cleaning out wounds, triple antibiotic, wound closure strips, and it looks like some blister and burn dressings, along with possibly a ice pack. And all the contents of that pack is listed on the back for easy read. This is the Medical Adventure Kit. It has a little less first aid but more of the survival stuff, and I added a few entities also. I have 3 emergency blankets. These ones I vacuum sealed to conserve space. As you can see, this is almost as thick as the one that hasn't been vacuum sealed, so there's 2 of them that take up as much space as one that hasn't been vacuum sealed. Inside that comes some refill instructions and survival and gear repair, This is basically your contents for the pack. In here there is safety mirror or signaling mirror, a couple more pieces of aluminum foil, some zip ties, a couple more odds and ends, and this is all your medical supplies to include tape, ibuprofen, triple antibiotics, etc., etc. Bite and sting kit. I believe this one was also purchased at Walmart. I believe it was under $10. You have an extractor, a shaver for an area that if you get bit by, say, a snake or something in a hairy area, the extractor won't work as well without a good seal. So there are different sizes. You can use them to suck out venom for bee stings, etc. So that's all in there, as well as some sting relief and some band-aids. And of course, if you ever do get bit by something, please do seek medical attention if at all possible right away. Inside the main portion of this pack, I have two little bags. I used to have 3 of these bags in this detachable pack. A fire bag, an electronics bag, and offhand I can't remember what the last one is. Oh, a cooking bag. This is the fire bag. I'll move this one out of the way. I have steel wool, some fire sticks, a saw, 2 different styles of flints, a multi-tool. This stuff works really nice for starting fires. Lint from your dryer, stuffed nicely in a toilet paper roll. Little hand saw, can also be used as a snare. Some waterproof matches. I don't believe these are the Strike Anywhere matches. And a few tampons. Tampons can be used for multiple purposes. You can plug holes. You can use them as a water filtration device. And when you peel them apart, they do wonders for starting fire. And they burn really nice and hot. Okay, keep in mind, use the unscented ones. And of course, a lighter. So if one thing fails, I have backups. This is the electronics bag with toilet paper. I have 2 forms of GPSs. A knife, a compass, another compass. This is a AA LED light. Binoculars. A little bit of entertainment. And 2 forms of writing utensils. The cooking bag has, which has now been moved to the main pack, has a little Coleman burner and a few other odds and ends, as well as a couple pots and stuff. Feel free to comment, add suggestions, constructive criticism, whatever, and I can answer questions through the comments section also. Thanks for watching.